The fourth episode, The Person in Your Ear, begins with a comprehensive examination of Xander Arnaz'S death. Arnaz sits in his office while avoiding FBI agent Josephine Jo Matty. Meanwhile, the intern, a former member of John Weir's crew, arrives disguised as a delivery guy. On the orders of his unseen master, the intern severely wounds Arnaz and tosses him off the office building while delivering the box. Meanwhile, John and his team arrive at their new safe home and begin setting up shop. Meanwhile, Joe investigates Arnaz'S death by reviewing security camera footage. Ben examines the communications data acquired by John. However, he discovers nothing about Crowley in Valence's archives. As a result, Ben makes an attempt to persuade John that Valence betrayed him. However, John is still determined to go through the data for a clue. Later, John explains that he discovered Valence's participation in many cryptocurrency transactions involving the purchase and sale of NFTs. While Ben encourages John to accept Valence's treachery, John is sure that Valence's investment in art was out of character for him. Nonetheless, Ben feels Valence's death is causing his son psychological distress. Concurrently, the gang learns about Arnaz'S death via a news broadcast. Ben and John are discussing Valence's cryptocurrency payments when Edward Hom overhears them. He persuades them that he has important information, but that he has to meet his wife first. Ben persuades Hom, nevertheless, that seeing his wife will put her life in jeopardy. Hom decides to observe his wife on surveillance tape instead. The Bitcoin payments from Valence's accounts were then routed to prominent money launderer Elliot Gao, according to Hom. When his killing was arranged, he was looking into the payments made between Arda Analytics and Gao. Ben is persuaded as a consequence that Hom may have gotten too near to revealing Crowley. John thinks Gao helps Crowley with money laundering. Hence, he formulates a plan to investigate Gao, hoping to extract Crowley from his hideout. He decides to use Haley to spy on Gao and wants her to infiltrate a party Gao is throwing. However, John first spends some time training Haley in the ways of elite espionage. In the process, Haley and John grow close to each other. Meanwhile, Ben leaves to take care of other matters, and Hom learns that his wife is having an affair with his next-door neighbor. John finds out from the episode that Crowley is using Elliot Gao to launder money. Gao can therefore communicate with Crowley directly. John thus thinks he can approach Crowley via Gao. John intends to challenge Crowley's financial network and make the all-pervasive power broker disclose himself. In the beginning, Haley effectively fulfills her role and succeeds in sowing doubt in Gao's mind. Gao as a result understands that the FBI is in risk of discovering his business. Haley, however, is abruptly forced to withdraw when she runs across her former employer at Gao's party. Haley admits that she lost her previous employment, but before departing, she took $26 million worth of Bitcoin from her previous employer. When Haley's previous supervisor eventually recognizes her, her disguise is eventually shattered. As a result, Haley's previous employer employs assassins to find her and get his money back. In the meantime, John and Hom work together to free Haley from Gao's home. Gao, on the other hand, is approached by his employer about leaking information to the FBI as Haley is brought to him. When Haley finds out that John's father, she is shocked. Crowley is Ben Wilson, a doctor, but it quickly becomes clear that Ben is only acting like Crowley to save Haley. After the actual Crowley texts Gao to confirm that the person speaking to him is a fake, Ben's cover is also compromised. In the end, Ben and Haley are saved by John and Hom, who arrive in time. The gang flees once more, and their scheme is thwarted. Ben's survival was also the group's secret weapon. However, now that Crowley is aware that Ben is alive, the group no longer has an advantage over their position. Thus, John's plan to extract Crowley fails. Nonetheless, John learns about a mysterious business connected to Valence, Gao, and potentially Crowley. Thus, John sees no other option but to bring his team back into action. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to comment, subscribe, and give us a like.